Hello and welcome to our series of Firefly reviews. I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.
And this week we're discussing the episode The Message. Alrighty, so this episode originally aired, at least in the UK, it didn't air in America originally, on July 28th, 2003. We don't have viewership numbers because I wasn't going to try to find UK viewership info. Now, for the number one song in America, any guesses, Dave?
On there in 2008.
2003.
No, three. I don't think it changed that much. Yeah.
It is Crazy in Love by Beyonce featuring Jay-Z.
Ah, yes, with that one.
And for the number one movie in America this week, any guesses? Summer of 2003.
I'm not sure if it's exactly right, but my brain's kind of screaming if it was still Jackass if it was from one of those previous weeks. I don't think so, though.
No, it is... It is a gimmick movie ahead of gimmick movies. It is Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Ooh. Like, on the one hand, I can somewhat understand that, but still... Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've seen any of the Spy Kids movies, but a 3D movie in 2003, that was... Wow, that was sure a thing.
Again, I know of it. I can't even remember why it is that I watched that particular movie. Like, it was a case of either having to watch over young kids while it was going on. There wasn't anything else better at the time, but just a case that I remember seeing it and just, ooh.
The funny thing is, they're made by Robert Rodriguez, and I'm always like, how did he make that and then everything else he's made?
So many questions.
I'm assuming you're not familiar with Robert Rodriguez.
No, I know of him, but just far too many questions for why he bothered to work with that and just the entire movie just as it was.
It's like he made that and then he's like, nah, I'm going to go make Planet Terror and Death Proof. Yeah, okay. Anyway, WWF champion at the time.
No, you mentioned that he was finished up with that. Not around that time. I can't think of anyone
It's Kurt Angle.
off the top of my head that would be. Oh, maybe unless it was Brock Lesnar. But
No,
then...
it is Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It surely does. And one other thing, I thought we'd look over some of the big video game releases of the time.
Oh, yes.
So this month alone, this is just July of 2003. I'm going to name just the what I consider the big titles. So July 1st, Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne. I can't talk. You're not a PC guy, though. So
No, I know of it.
Yeah, I know you know of it, but I don't know if you've ever really played it.
Nah, not with that one.
Okay. Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness, which is on the same day. Not really a Tomb Raider fan?
Well, I'm just trying to remember if that was like one of the last big 3D games that they made before the whole big reboot thing happened, or if it was one of the ones that was like the start of it going downhill.
No, this was one of the bad ones. This is where it already started to pretty significantly go downhill. But July 17th, we get a little game called Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
Did you ever play that?
Not with that one, no.
Yeah, it's a great game.
No, I can understand. They've done the whole bunch of big things for it. I believe supposedly getting a re-release, but that might be with another Star Wars game.
I think they're either remastering it or remaking it. There was something about that. I didn't really pay attention, though. And here's one that I'm sure you'll know that came out same day this episode aired. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour.
Okay.
That was the GameCube one.
Yes, with that one there.
Well, because they released one on the Game Boy Advance that had a really similar title.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, so it was quite a good month.
Hmm?
Yes. So, this episode.
Ah, yes, with that there message.
So, we open on a space station with the Barker extolling an exhibit featuring proof of alien life. Inside the exhibit, Simon and Kaylee stare at a tall illuminated cylinder that holds, well, it's a mutated cow fetus, not an alien. Simon
Hmm.
uses this moment alone with Kaylee in an attempt to get closer to her, but he mentions that the other women he knows are either married, which is Zoe, professional, Inara, or related to him, River. This does not make Kylie happy, and she leaves in a huff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zoe and Wash enter and kind of just make fun of him.
Hmm.
And it's very funny. Back in the concourse, Inaria tries to convince Mal to let her help fence the Lassiter they stole in the previous episode, Trash, but Mal insists on keeping her out of that side of the business. Mal checks in with the station postmaster, who passes along two packages along with Serenity's mail. Jane arrives to find out that his mother has sent him a knitted cap and proudly puts it on. It's very funny.
Hmm.
The other shipped item is a huge crate addressed to Mal and Zoe. They open it to discover a dead body, the corpse of Private Tracy. We get a flashback to 7 years earlier at the Battle of Dukong. As a young independent soldier, Private Tracy calmly prepares a meal behind cover. An Alliance soldier sneaks up on him. Just as the soldier is about to shoot, Zoe appears behind him and cuts his throat. She lectures him about stealth. Sergeant Reynolds comes screaming over some obstacles and crashes into their position. Because that's Mal.
Yeah, that's Mel.
Tracy is injured, and the is injured when the Alliance zeroes in on them. Mal and Zoe grab Tracy and their shell-shocked lieutenant and bug out. Back in the present, the two ex-soldiers puzzle over the decently preserved corpse of their comrade. Hauling the box aboard Serenity, they find a recorded message from Tracy. He apparently anticipated trouble from some unsavory associates, and he asked them to ship his body home to St. Albans. Finishing the message with the old saying from the war, when you can't run anymore, you crawl. When you can't do that, well, you know the rest. Back on the station, an Alliance soldier threatens first to imprison and then burn to death the postmaster, who quickly tells the men and his aide who left with the encoffined body. On Serenity, Mal and Zoe entertain Inaria with a hilarious tale about Tracy's antics during the war, such as when he stole an officer's mustache and stuck it to his face. Oh, that makes me happy. Suddenly, the ship is shaken by a warning shot from an Alliance craft, which hails them and demands to board Serenity. The crew mistakenly think that they are after the Lassiter, but then they mention that they're after a crate. Mallow realizes that they're after the box that Tracy is in and stalls for time while they take apart the crate to discover what secrets it might contain. Finding nothing, they decide to have Simon autopsy the hapless soldier, but the doctor's first incision causes the dead man to leap up and struggle with the gathered crew. After he calms down, Tracy confesses that he is smuggling illegal internal organs. He was supposed to deliver the implanted organs on Ariel, but he got a higher bid. Unfortunately for him, the original buyers killed the new customer and are now after their stolen merchandise. Another shot from the Alliance reminds them of their immediate peril. After a brief pursuit, the Alliance ship finally catches up with them. Book does some checking on their Alliance pursuers and discovers some anomalous behavior, and he recommends to Mal that they allow the feds to board the ship. Tracy overhears some of this conversation and pulls a gun on the crew. Annoyed at Tracy, Mal orders Wash to call the feds. As Tracy fires at Wash, Zoe shoots him in the chest, injuring him but not killing him. The feds enter the cargo bay and where am I? Oh, he tries to use this Alliance authority to kind of get Mal and everyone to kind of just do whatever he wants. But an unarmed Book arrives to explain that he won't be using that authority given the pains he's taken to keep his extracurricular organ dealing activity from the local feds. Faced with a surprisingly direct threat of death from the preacher, the Alliance folk decide to depart, dismissing the damaged goods in Tracy's gravely wounded chest. Tracy soon realizes that Book's confrontation was part of the plan, one that he ruined by threatening the crew and getting himself shot for his efforts. Mortally wounded, he asks Mal and Zoe to deliver him home this time. They agree, finishing the earlier statement, "When you can't crawl anymore, you find someone to carry you." Excerpts from Tracy's message can be heard as the crew of Serenity solemnly return the fallen soldier to his grieving family. And that is the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of this one, Dave?
With this one, it was definitely pretty good. Just with the discovery of the body, more backstory a bit on the war,
Yeah.
bit of war stories from that, but then the issue of it was really a secondary plan of him smuggling other goods and whatnot, the misinterpretation of the plan, and just how everything planned to end with things. It turned out to be a good story with everything that sort of happened from there. With, I'm not sure if the word is bittersweet, but more melancholic ending for how it sort of went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I quite enjoy this episode. It's not, it's not the kind of like fun episode that a lot of these are, but it is very good, and it's quite touching.
Yeah, it has pretty much all of it, and there are at least a couple particular moments to kind of give you a bit of a chuckle, lead you into most things, especially with Jane with getting the hat and wearing it proudly. The one particular thing that I recall with that sort of happening was that one scene from one of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies where Quinn is talking to his ex-leader about Mary Poppins. Is like, is Mary Poppins a badass? He's like, yes, he is. I'm Poppins, y'all. They're just like, ha ha. Nice little moment like that.
Yeah, it's a good episode, but it's not necessarily the most fun episode. But like you said, there are a couple of jokes here and there, but it's more serious than a lot of the episodes we've had.
Yeah.
And we are very quickly running out of episodes left in the series.
So true.
So anyway, did you have anything else about this particular episode?
No, I think on whole, I was a little worried with the one particular part when he thought that they were going to ruin his plan. He started getting hysterical, bringing the gun out on it. And I was worried it was going to kind of head in too much of a direction, but as it was, it held it control and it didn't go too wild or crazy with most of the plans and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good time. Anyway, until next time, I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.
And next week we'll be discussing the episode Heart of Gold. A companion-trained friend of Inara's who runs a brothel calls for help from Serenity when a local bigwig reveals his intentions to take his baby from the woman he impregnated. It's gonna be, there's gonna be some character development, Dave.
Oh boy.
And it's certainly gonna be a thing. All right. Mm-hmm.